It's a beautiful evening in Miami. Tonight's match presented by Hellbiz, Miami FC and San Antonio FC squaring off for the first ever match with Ricky Lopez, Espin, Michael Wattrain. Great to have you with us for tonight's clash. Should be a fun one between two of the better defensive sides in the USL Championship. But Miami FC has one of the top goal scorers in USL Championship history in Kyle Murphy.
Kyle Murphy, just such a pivotal part for Coach Perez' side. Loves to run in behind, can come to feet, big physical number 9, clinical finisher. So look for him to be confident here tonight, get his mark off, and have a lot of questions for the San Antonio back line.
San Antonio on the other side has one of the top goal scorers in the league this season. Elliott Collier, after 4 years in the MLS, leads the team with 4 goals.
And 4 goals, just so clever in his movement. The places that he picks up between lines can go left, can go right, so slippery in his movement, so slippery as an attacker. So look for him to really ask a lot of questions of Miami FC and their back line and be a focal point for Coach Marcina's side.
Let's take a look at the standings beginning in the Eastern Conference. Despite having not played in the last 10 days, Miami FC sitting in a good spot in 6th.
And it's a good opportunity here for Miami FC. They're at home in front of their fans against a team in the Western Conference. So look for them to be motivated, look for them to be confident to get these 3 points and keep climbing up that table.
In the Western Conference, San Antonio FC can tie Colorado Springs Switchbacks for first in the conference standings with a win here tonight.
And look how good Colorado Springs Switchbacks have been, 8-1. But if you're San Antonio FC, you're going to try to keep track with that high-flying offense. Look for them to come into Miami, be confident, and have an aggressive performance for Coach Marcina's side.
Goals might be very challenging to come by here tonight. Connor Sparrow has been excellent in 6 matches, 3 goals allowed all season long.
And he's just such a leader in that back line. Obviously, you see just the spectacular saves that he can make, so good with his feet. Really good at organizing his back line. He's going to have to be a leader in this back line to keep them organized and not have any gaps between the lines. So look for Connor Sparrow to be that goalkeeper that you really want in a game like this for Coach Perez' side.
His counterpart on the other side has 4 clean sheets as well, but San Antonio perhaps a little more scoring punch as they put up 6 against Monterey Bay, and this team can rack it up from an attacking perspective.
And you see there 8 different goal scorers this season. They just have so much firepower left to right, whatever it is, outside backs coming involved. And if you're Miami FC, it's going to take an extreme defensive effort to keep them off the score sheet. But look for Coach Marcina's side to be confident, ask a lot of questions, and get in the box.
8 different players have scored for San Antonio FC, plus 7 goal differential, one of the best in the USL Championship. And the fans settling in here at Ricardo Silva Stadium. When we come back, we'll have the starting 11s for these sides as we get ready for the Miami FC and San Antonio FC coming your way next.
Some people think Miami is just flamingos and palm trees.
And hell yes, we have badass sunsets.
But Miami's Little Havana,
Doral,
Little Haiti,
Hialeah,
Wynwood, Coconut Grove,
Kendall,
Calle Ocho, Sweetwater, Homestead,
cortaditos y coladas
empanadas y croquetas.
is so much more. This is the 305.
This is who we really are. This is what we are all about.
I am Latino.
I'm a disruptor.
I am LGBTQ.
I am a villain.
I am a mother.
I am Haitian.
I am an athlete.
I am an activist.
I am a king.
I am American dream.
I am the future.
I am
Miami FC.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Helbiz, Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, and Macron. Back to Ricardo Silva Stadium as we take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Helbiz, Miami FC. Just 2 changes for Coach Anthony Pulis.
And you look at Valo and Williams in the middle of the field, going to really dictate tempo, move the ball from left to right, open the gaps of San Antonio and that back line. Obviously, you have Kyle Murphy spearheading the attack, Lamar Walker on the right-hand side, Joshua Perez, just so much talent on this Miami FC side.
San Antonio playing for the 3rd time in the last 7 days. Based off of their Phoenix match, only 1 change in the starting 11.
And it's really interesting to see. It's a 3-4-3 by Trey. Maloney's going to be on this left-hand side, Gomez on the right-hand side. Just so much motor power on those flanks. Look for Beckford to come underneath a little bit between Collier and Dillon, and 2 big strikers that love to get in the box and love to get into dangerous situations. If you're Coach Marcina, you need to have those 2 on the focal point.
It is a big physical team as you take a look at our referee for tonight, Gerald Flores, here in Miami. As you would expect for May, nice and balmy outside as the sun sets on this fine Saturday evening as we're just about ready to kick things off here between these sides. Only 1 time in Alan Marcina's tenure has San Antonio FC dropped back-to-back matches. Meanwhile, Miami hasn't played in the last 10 days. They're back in action, utilizing that time well to get ready for what Coach Anthony Pulis called the most talented team that his club has seen so far this year. We are ready to roll here from Ricardo Silva Stadium. The whistle blows, and here we go in the first ever meeting. But before we get that, false start. Now we're ready to roll. Here we are from South Beach, ready to rock and roll between these 2 clubs. Ricky, very interesting matchup. 2 teams that defensively are ultra talented as Dillon immediately a touch inside the box, shuffles it, looking for Beckford. Maloney. But this is what San Antonio likes to do. High press, really pressure other teams and get down the field and into the box early and often.
Just see how explosive they are, whether it's through the likes of Beckford, Dillon. And if you're Miami FC, you need to be extremely clean in the way that you play out of your back, really secure in your decision-making, 1-2 touch, really crisp passing. If you're Coach Marcina, it is a dream start. Only a minute in, already putting Miami FC on their back heels. So look for them to make it extremely hard for them to play out of the back.
San Antonio wearing the whites, while Miami has the light blue uniform tops on for this matchup. Maloney, the 27-year-old, throws in. Controls this left-hand side as he chips it towards the box. Joshua Perez shuffles it out. Well, if you're looking at just the way that the schedules break out, Miami hasn't played in 10 days, should be well rested after their road trip. Meanwhile, San Antonio, not only have they played now for the 3rd time in the last 7 days, including the Open Cup on Wednesday, the 1-0 loss to Houston, but they're also traveling across time zones and down to Florida for this one. So you wonder whether or not the legs for San Antonio can stay strong for all 90 minutes.
It's going to be interesting, obviously. Like you said, the travel has to do playing on the week. But if you're Coach Marcina, you have so much motivation for this game. You want to play against the best teams. And you're coming to Miami, a team that is well respected in this USL Championship. You know the boys are going to be firing. They're going to be motivated. And if you're Miami FC, obviously, you've had more of a rest. Take that time to really fine-tune the stuff that you didn't like last game, things that you can watch a lot of film against San Antonio, how you can hurt them. So look for this, it's a bit of a tactical battle between both head coaches.
This ball stays in play along the far left sideline. Brilliant run through the box. It slides. Walker will track it down for Miami. Segbers back to.
And it shows you just how explosive Kyle Murphy is. With his body able to shepherd away a defender. Always have his head on a swivel. Such an important part for Coach Pujols' side.
Good possession here as it comes to Velo. And a whistle. And the flag up for offside.
Miami FC would like to wish a happy 8th birthday.
Also some motivation for San Antonio because last time they were out in USL Championship play, 3-0, a loss to Phoenix. If you take out Phoenix, they've outscored opponents 14-2, but they've lost to Phoenix 2-0 and 3-0 this season. So that's the one team that they haven't figured out so far this year, a team that comes in having won 7 of the first 9.
I'll tell you what, I don't think anyone really has Phoenix Rising figured out yet. Just such an important focal point for the USL Championship. There is a reason why they are the standard. Everyone looks up to them. Surprised to see them not at the top of the Western Conference. Here's a chance here.
Beckford across the box and a good kick save by Sparrow. And then it's deflected out. Last touch by San Antonio for a goal kick. Well, we highlighted Sparrow at the beginning, and he comes up large there to make sure that it doesn't get through the 6.
And it's a second time Beckford gets involved in this back line. But it's a huge save there from Connor Sparrow. I'll tell you what, if that ball goes through, Maloney is just waiting at that back post for an easy tap in. Huge save there for Connor Sparrow.
This replay brought to you by Helbiz Live. Sparrow comes up large. Only Kyle Morton from Lou City has more clean sheets than both of these keepers tonight. He has 7. Sparrow and Farr have 4 apiece. Space here for Miami. This is where they've been working along the far left side, but cleared away by Shannon Gomez, the 25-year-old. Here's a left-footed ball into the box. A couple Miami players there, but a good bit of defending to get it away, but only as far as Segbers. Walker stepping through. Walker in the box. Has to pirouette out and exit the box. Miami working it around. Everybody getting a touch here in this sequence, keeping it away from San Antonio.
Really patient build-up from Miami FC. So you see what Lamar Walker is all about. Loves to dance on the ball, direct 1v1 player. You get him in those positions, it's going to be a long night for San Antonio. But give credit to Maloney, to Tainter. And really dive in, don't leave a foot in. But if you're Coach Pujols, you have to be happy with the attacking unit so far in this match from your side.
Gomez now running forward. Can't get past the one defender on that side, and Perez will now start something here for Miami with a long ball. San Antonio has had plenty of changes throughout the season. Another different starting 11 for this matchup. In fact, the only player that has played the same position this season all year long and every minute is Mitchell Tainter in the back. Maloney takes a stumble and a foul whistled here that will set up a free kick opportunity with Lamar Walker committing the foul.
Good opportunity for San Antonio. Obviously, PC doesn't get the contact that he would like on this ball to spring Maloney, but Maloney just a bit quicker there from Walker. Comes in late, draws a foul. It's a good opportunity for San Antonio now to put this ball in a dangerous position. Ask questions of Connor Sparrow on his back line. See how organized they are and cause a bit of chaos here.
Here comes the kick towards the back post. It's headed back across the frame. Beckford tried to get it down, takes another stab at it. It's deflected out for a corner. Well, this was one of the areas that Coach Pulis was worried about. It's a big team that can handle set pieces in San Antonio.
And it's a ball to the back post from Mabu. Just so unlucky for Beckford. Doesn't get it through the traffic, but give credit to Speedy Williams. He stays big, denies a goal-scoring opportunity. And if you're Miami FC, you need to be touch tight. Obviously, you know that it is a big team that's going to hurt you on set pieces. So that's something you need to tighten up here.
So now a corner for the first time in the match. Headed straight down into the ground, but won right back by SAFC. Low cross in, chipped into the box, and a foul will be whistled here on San Antonio. Aiden Stanley holding strong in the box. Miami looking to start something. Good slide tackle. San Antonio offside there. Sparrow plays it forward for Walker. Ninth minute. Here early in this matchup between two of the better defensive sides in this one. Walker. Walker dancing. Walker left-footed attempt just wide left.
It's a good attack from Miami FC. Parks finds himself in a lot of real estate in the middle of the field. I'll tell you what, I think if he plays that ball back to Perez, he's through. But plays his ball out to Walker. See what he's trying to do, trying to bend that ball right on Farr's far post. Just so unlucky, doesn't get it on target. But so I think he does have Farr beat if that is on target. Such an explosive player Walker is.
Good touch here for Dylan. Dylan gets a deflection after a failed clearance. But now Miami able to build up. Williams in the middle of the pitch. He gets knocked to the ground and a foul drawn. Miami working. They've found some space in this area. Segbers with a good run. Chips it forward. Murphy. Farr gets the slide tackle to clear it out. Walker. Once again with it into the box and headed out. This goes out for a corner for the first time in the match for Miami.
They're having a lot of success on this right-hand side through the likes of Walker. Segbers is getting involved now. We'll give credit to San Antonio. They've been really stout defensively. Hasn't really given Miami a clean look at goal. But if you're Coach Pulis, you're going to be happy with the explosive start of Walker. 12 minutes into this match.
One official shot for Miami as they take the corner short. Stanley plays it back. Williams chips it. Nobody over there. This ball hang up for just a moment and then go out for a goal kick. There is Jordan Farr, the reigning USL Championship Player of the Month. 4 clean sheets in a row to end the month. Tied for 4th in saves, and for the 2nd time in his career, not the starter at the beginning of the season, but moving in to that role. Off of the goal kick. It was won by Miami, but given right back, and Maloney had space along this near left side. Maloney sweeping it through the top of the box. Decisions to be made here, and another cross comes in that gets pinged away. Perez gets bumped and a foul whistled on San Antonio.
Perez does well to get a foul, but it's those parts right now in the game where Velo needs to be a bit more secure in playing out of the back. You see what he's trying to do. It's a good idea to break a couple lines, but gets it all wrong. To turn over with the San Antonio team, they're going to pump a lot of balls into the box and ask a lot of questions. So if you're Velo, Williams, you need to be really secure in your decision making and not give the San Antonio team any look at your goal.
Walker, again, Miami having no problem getting towards the top of the box, but that's where San Antonio is clamped down. Possession heavily in favor of Miami early, but the chances riding on San Antonio. Walker, he's again inside of the box and plays a shallow pass that gets intercepted. Williams. Walker has his cross deflected. And now perhaps a chance, but a terrific slide tackle wins it back for Miami. Walker has some space here. Who does he pick out? Sends it back across, and it's cleared out. Velo. Wide, perhaps looking for a redirect from Murphy.
Nervy moments here for San Antonio FC. On their back heels for the last 2 minutes here. Miami being all over them in the attacking third. Velo has had to say Walker's been extremely active. You see what Velo is. He just dances through a couple players, finds a lot of space right on top of that 18-yard box. It's a hard-driven ball, trying to sneak that ball into that far post. Just so unlucky, just pulls it a bit wide. But he's become alive. Velo has. Him and Walker have been really the bright spots for Coach Pulis' side.
San Antonio, they played a lot more crosses, haven't spent a lot of time in the boxes now. They look for Beckford. Gets intercepted and cleared away. Stanley, only as far as another white jersey. PC went down, but no foul. PC gets back up and wins possession back.
2 fouls, ref.
Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, league choices, player choice. Maloney, as San Antonio builds along this left side. Dillon. PC couldn't maintain possession, but it does come out for Abu. Tainter came up to head it, and it's pushed along. Well, Ricky, when you look at the numbers right now, Miami is controlling the possession, but it feels like San Antonio may be a little more dangerous once they get to that attacking third.
And that's the story with San Antonio. Obviously, they don't have the highest possession numbers, but they do always making you feel like you're under duress, under attack. There's so much firepower, whether it's through Collier, Dillon, Beckford. Those three have been really explosive in their interchange. So it's going to be really interesting for Miami FC as they have a lot of possession to not fall asleep and be complacent when it comes to the back line. Not feel like they have this game under wraps, because you can just see how explosive Beckford is. If he plays the ball to Collier, to Dillon, it can make you turn around and chase your own goal. And as a defender, that is the worst thing, when you're turning around and sprinting at your goalkeeper.
A foul whistled on Walker, and he's going to have a quick conversation with Gerald Flores.
Just a bit too eager again. Walker coming through the back. There's no ill will there, but he needs to be extremely careful now. Between him and Segbers on this right-hand side, there's so much pace. Love to get into the attack. Segbers is a player that they brought in this offseason that just brings so much to this team.
That's where Miami's done a lot of damage here early, getting towards the box. Meanwhile, San Antonio looking to latch on to a little more possession this time around. Gomez will throw this ball in. Here in the 17th minute, we're scoreless so far. 3 shots to 2 in favor of San Antonio. Collier plays it back. Abu takes aim from distance, and Sparrow with strong hands. And the flag goes up. Maloney offside, but an excellent strike there from Mohamed Abu.
And he finds himself in a lot of space in the middle of the third. Just a great first touch to set it out. Puts his laces through it, but what a save that is from Connor Sparrow. Just to stay big. He sees it all the way. He parries it wide. Time and time again, you see keepers parry that ball back into a dangerous situation. Really good goalkeeping, a really good hit from Abu.
Through a lot of traffic, Sparrow did very well there. Like you said, not just to see it, but to make sure that it goes out wide instead of back out in front.
And it's just those little things that really make the difference, especially at this level with these teams, with the talent that they have. The margin of error is just so thin.
Long ball looking for Dillon. Instead, it comes back for PC. He picks out Collier. Good crashing defense by Miami. Gets possession right back for the home club. PC drawing a conversation here with Gerald Flores. Some early physicality between these two sides. First time they've ever met. Comes here today. Here in the 19th minute, we're scoreless so far. Thanks for joining us. With Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Michael Watrang. Great to have you with us for this match. Come in, stay a while. One of the better ones we have in the USL Championship this weekend. Going to get a free kick back inside of the defensive area for San Antonio. So far this season, San Antonio flawless, 4-0 against first-time opponents, including a 1-0 blanking of Detroit and 6-0 win over Monterey Bay this year. Looking to add to that here tonight on the road, where they've won 4 times in 5 tries. Walker dances past Tainter, but can't get past PC. Plenty of space here. Instead, it comes to this near left side. PC chips it. Maloney. He gets bumped to the ground, and that sets up a dangerous set piece right inside of the corner flag for San Antonio.
And it's a good bit of play from San Antonio FC. PC just slots outside. Maloney comes in as an overlap. Sees there's a lot of real estate. It's a brilliant little pick out there from Abu. Just those little things make San Antonio just so hard to defend and gives them such success. So again, it sets up extremely nicely. Abu standing over this. Looks like Garcia wants to say, put this ball right on top of that 6-yard box and really ask questions of Connor Sparrow.
Dangerous spot here against one of the taller teams in the USL Championship. Here comes the cross. It's low and it's banged out. Not completely out of harm's way yet, though, and now a turnover, and it's stolen away. Some space now for Miami. Walker on the front foot. Walker getting to the box, has options, goes back to his left. Farr comes out and comes up with another big stop. Off of a breakaway, Farr comes out to stop it. Miami not done yet. Certainly looked like Miami had the numbers on that last pass, and Farr did well to come off of his line to make sure that that stopped.
He did extremely well. It comes out extremely quick, closes down the angle of Walker. But I'll tell you what, I do think that if Walker picks up his head, he has, whether it's Murphy, whether it's Perez making that run with him, joining him in that counterattack. Just that second touch just leads him a bit too long, which gives the San Antonio keeper time. Take a look at it here. It's a great little pick out. Good timing from Bello to understand when to spring Walker. And it's this touch right here. This one that sends him a little far. You see Murphy right on top of that penalty area. He's able just to roll it in. It's a simple finish for the striker. So you want him to have a bit of composure, pick up his head. And if he has a teammate that has a better look at the goal, just pass it to him. Just decides not to do it. But give credit to Farr. He comes out big for his team.
Certainly felt like that was a great chance to get Murphy a chance at net. He was open. There was only 2 defenders back there, and each were marking somebody. And Walker tried to do it all himself, perhaps overthinking it. But at the end of it all, Walker's been ultra dangerous. Doesn't matter which side he's been on. Perez latches onto this ball. Hands it off. Chipped in, Murphy this time a chance. He gets bumped. Farr comes out to grab it. Murphy looking for a penalty.
And just see the movement of Kyle Murphy. It's just so good. He starts off that attack with a little flicked header, springs Josh Perez, and then just has that run from outside to in. So hard to defend. He's looking for a PK, but I don't think there's enough there for me. But now as Kyle Murphy's starting to get more alive in this game, it is going to be really interesting to see what say he has for Coach Billis' boys.
He had 20 goals last season in Memphis, one of the 3 players to post that number. Hasn't quite gotten going, but last year at the end of the season was when he was at his best. 6 goals in the final month. Tricky move here. Collier has options, decides to go to his left, plays it out Maloney. Maloney to the left foot. Can't get it past the second defender. San Antonio still an opportunity here. Miami sagging back defensively here in the 24th minute.
Kyle, jump on 25. 25, Kyle. Romeo, higher.
Garcia. Now a left-footed try from PC that's wide. Never really tests Sparrow.
Bit ambitious here from PC. He's going to take something special to beat Connor Sparrow from that distance. But it's interesting for Miami FC as they're dropping a bit too deep so early in this match, giving San Antonio a lot of space to play right on top of that 18-yard box. About 20, 25 yards out. They can hurt you, San Antonio, whether it's through the likes of Abu, PC. They have players that have that quality to strike that ball from distance.
Parks takes a tumble. Tainter not happy with the foul call, and after the goal kick, it sets up a great opportunity here for Miami. Stanley and Velo over the top of this. Stanley the one to strike it. Body's on the ground in the box. Instead, it's cleared away. Goes into the San Antonio bench. It's an introduction with Alan Marcina. Marcina has guided this club to an excellent road record, 14-9-6 in his tenure. The club really struggled the first few years. 14 games under 500 on the road in the first 4 years as a club before Coach Marcina took over. Segbers dribbles past a couple players. Eventually, Maloney takes it back. Murphy strides to it, gives it back for Williams. Now out wide, Stanley chips it. Walker, the only player over there, as it goes out for a goal kick. No, check that. They say a corner kick.
It's a Miami FC corner kick.
Corner kick coming up here. This will be the second of the match for Miami. Stanley, the one to take it. 22-year-old. Stanley boomerangs it in towards the middle of the box, and it's headed away. all the way to the far corner.
It's a good ball, good pace from Stanley there. A lot of whip on that ball. You have the likes of Luca Antonelli making that near post run. Kyle Murphy involved, the big boys for Miami FC.
Throw comes in towards the box, pinged around. Now along this near left side, San Antonio will just sting it up the pitch and out of play. Well, these two teams entered amongst the stingiest in the USL Championship in both goals conceded, clean sheets, each with 5 clean sheets this year. The new goals would be at a premium. And while both clubs have had their chances, Sparrow and Farr have stepped up strong so far. Long ball towards the box over everybody, and Sparrow will let it go out for a goal kick. Well, Ricky, if people are just tuning in about 29 minutes into this one, how do you explain what we've seen so far through roughly the first half hour?
Miami FC has had more of the possession, moving the ball from left to right, really dictating tempo of the play. But like you said, just San Antonio just has that feeling that they can turn this game on in a matter of seconds. Just one look at goal, they'll put the ball in the back of the net. That's how explosive this San Antonio side is. So it's going to be interesting to see if Miami FC has a lot of the ball, but it's really what you do with the ball that really counts. Obviously, scoring goals is the hardest thing in this game. That's what's going to give you points. Like you said, both of these teams are very stout defensively. Don't leak in a lot of goals, 7 apiece on the year. But there is a lot of firepower on this field. The likes of Miami FC, Murphy, we've seen him come alive a bit. Need to get him more involved in dangerous situations. San Antonio, Beckford started extremely well the first 5 minutes, but we haven't seen much of him. And he's just a player that loves to play in those gaps and get on the ball, half turn, dribble at this back line of Miami FC. It's going to be interesting the last 15 minutes to see who really steps up here and makes that difference.
Yeah, you mentioned Beckford, 5 goals last season, 7 assists with that great Colorado Springs attack. You mentioned Murphy as well. He had 20 goals with Memphis a year ago, 7th most in a single season in league history. Some players that quite haven't gotten onto their normal run of play, and you know, as the summer months heat up, that any of these players on the pitch can start to find a good little string at any point. But this is a challenging matchup for both sides with the defensive work.
But it's time and time again, you see Kyle Murphy, as he plays as a number 9, occupying the center backs of San Antonio, whether it's Tainter, Kamiri, Garcia, there needs to be someone underneath him that if he gets the ball, he's able to drop it off, spin and run behind. There's been too many times that Parks has been really next to him, not underneath him. It's really hard to play as a striker when you don't really have that partnership and understanding.
Sparrow clears this one forward. Murphy there, you see him right at the top with 2 defenders around him. Parks is behind him, and Perez dribbles all the way towards the corner, and it goes out for a goal kick.
And he's another player that needs to get going. We haven't said much of his name, Josh Perez. So versatile for Miami FC. Plays on the left-hand side, can come in, can play left back, can play left forward, can play as a second drawn forward. It's the reason why he's so well respected, and what a pickup it is for Miami FC to have him suiting up for Coach Pulis' side.
It's not a very deep bench tonight for San Antonio, just 5 on the bench, including Matt Cardoni. So 4 field players to work with there. So pretty much what you see is what you get for tonight. Collier looking for Dillon. Instead, it's taken away. Parks plays this one forward, but there are a lot of white jerseys to try to sift it through. Long ball played forward. Dillon looking for it. Is this the chance that San Antonio is building up for? A long cross all the way over to Maloney. He touches it down. Maloney crosses it through, and it's headed away. Abu, he gets taken to the ground. The ball is loose. Kept in play. San Antonio maintains possession. Collier, he goes to the ground, and a foul whistled, and yet again, the fouls that Miami is being whistled for aren't harmless. They're putting San Antonio in prime positions to take a strike at net.
And he finds himself in a nice little space between lines. And it is a harsh foul, I think, from Valo. But when you always come behind and through the back of a player, it's always going to ask the referee to make a decision. And it sets up extremely nice for Garcia, Abu, to get on top of this ball. If you're going to go for goal, you need to have a lot of pace on this, a lot of movement to beat a keeper like Connor Sparrow. But you also look at Collier, Tainter, the bottom of your screen, looking for a nice little chipped ball. There's a lot of options here for San Antonio to make this one count.
The whistle blows. And it is Garcia taking aim, and it's high.
It's always going to be a hard technique to do. Garcia does have the quality in that right foot, trying to bend it around that wall. But when you have so much power, it's hard to bend it over that wall underneath that crossbar. And again, Miami FC needs to be a bit smarter in the challenges that they go into around their 18-yard box, as the ref is calling it a bit tight.
Segbers to the middle of the pitch and then chipped out wide. Good run coming here from Valo. Gives it back to Segbers. Williams. Walker will take this throw. Check that, it'll be Segbers that decides to throw it in. Walker, who was dangerous early, gets the ball taken off of his feet here. Beckford slides around. Just about 10 minutes to go before the break. But one of these two sides have a first half goal in them here in this one. We get a whistle and a foul and a yellow card given to Kyle Murphy. What do you think of this one?
Just comes over the top of Garcia. Don't think there's much contact in it at first look. We'll take a better look at it here as he does step on Garcia, just comes a bit late. Those are never fun. But he needs to be extremely careful now, Kyle Murphy, not to let the frustration get the best of him. Obviously, he hasn't had much of the ball. Any clean looks at goal. So don't want to give a silly opportunity to get that second yellow. But he is a player that has a lot of experience, so he knows better.
Abu. PC does really well to get past the defender, and another foul whistled, and yet again provides San Antonio with options.
It just seems like San Antonio is becoming first at every single ball, beating Miami a bit quicker than Miami is at the moment. And PC has had a big impact in the middle of the field. See there, it's a loose touch, brilliant bit of skill there. And it is a coming together between Segburst, between Parks. Has to be a point in time when Miami understands that the ref is calling anything through the back to not put himself in that position. But once again, it's a good opportunity for San Antonio to capitalize on the set piece. Now it's Abu. He's aiming for right behind that penalty area. Catch Sparrow in no man's land. Does he go? Does he stay?
Abu pushes it into the box, back post, a header, Sparrow's there. Flag was up as well for offside. Dillon the target, and Sparrow made it look clean despite the offside.
The brilliant little chip ball, but Dillon just a bit too eager. We can see what he's trying to do. He does everything right, Dillon. If he were onside, trying to head it back to where it came from. But talk about security goalkeeping. His positioning, Connor Sparrow was perfect there. Time and time again, you see keepers move all the way to the left and it leaves that back post open. The reason why he's so highly regarded, Connor Sparrow, is those little things.
Murphy latching on, taking aim, and a foul is going to be whistled on San Antonio. And another card is being distributed here. This one goes on Kamiri.
Not only can he save balls, Connor Sparrow, he can also set it up. Pushes ball down the field. Parks goes up and gets it, flicks it on. Good understanding of Murphy. As your number 10 goes up, there is going to be space behind, runs in behind, and he is getting pulled on by Kamir, you see there. Handful of the jersey. Good opportunity for Miami FC now. Now it goes the other way. Ask questions of Farr and that back line.
We spoke with Anthony Pulis earlier this week. He said moments like these were what they used to work on over the last 10 days. Getting balls into the box, making runs, giving people opportunities to try to score. And let's see if that training ground work comes into play and gets Miami on top. Walker and Stanley will be over the top of this with a 4-person wall. It'll be Walker as he takes aim low, and Farr had that one covered the entire way. The USL Championship returns to ESPN News as the back-to-back Eastern Conference title holders, Tampa Bay Rowdies, head west to take on a high-powered Phoenix Rising FC team Sunday, 10 p.m. Eastern on ESPN News. Ball pushed forward. Good move here. Beckford is in. Beckford! It takes a ricochet. It's in. And Shane Beckford has his first goal in a San Antonio uniform. They lead it 1-0.
And you can never turn off against this San Antonio team. They will make you pay. You think you're in a comfortable position? Think again. Players like Dillon, players like Beckford can make you pay in a matter of seconds. The loose touch there from Stanley. But look how good this is, the understanding of Dillon. Just to put it in the path of Beckford's place. It does take a little deflection from Luca Antonelli, but San Antonio won't ask any questions. Just the understanding of the movement between the front three of San Antonio has been so good tonight. Dillon sets up Beckford, takes a little deflection, pushes it by Connor Sparrow. 1-0 San Antonio. Dream start for Coach Marcina and the boys as halftime is approaching.
You just mentioned that Sparrow can set the stage. Well, how about Jordan Farr off of a goal kick, pushing it down the pitch? And we were talking about it. Beckford, 5 goals, 7 assists last year. He gets into the column for the first time this season as Miami concedes for just the 8th time this year. Entered the weekend tied for the fewest goals allowed in the USL Championship this season.
But it's just the understanding of Justin Dillon there. There's a loose ball. He's first to it. Springs Beckford. who's been active all night, running in behind through the channels. In the blink of an eye, they're down at your goal. The San Antonio side is.
San Antonio has won every single time they've scored a goal this season. They were blanked by Phoenix, otherwise 7-0. Can Miami battle back? Closing in on halftime, San Antonio has thoughts for more. Beckford, brilliant touch, flies it in, comes right back to him. Another chance. This one slides through the area and all the way out for a throw. Well, Shane Beckford's really starting to take over.
And he does oh so well, not once but twice. And I'll tell you what, if you're Dylan, if you're Collier, you need to be crashing that 6-yard box and getting on the end of those tasty balls across from Beckford and put that in the back of the net. Your striker, your job is to put the ball in the back of the net, put yourself in dangerous situations and see what happens. Oh so well, Beckford does so well. He's really come alive since that goal.
Collier gets all the way towards the touchline. PC, he swings it in. Beckford the target. And Perez clears it out towards midfield. A lot of room on the right side. Sent through the box. PC now gets it back. PC with the right foot. Here's that onslaught and pressure from San Antonio at the end of the half. Well, it doesn't go out for a goal kick, but it will be a throw. We're hearing that it'll just be 1 minute of stoppage time in the first half, so San Antonio looking to keep the pressure up.
And it's moments like that that you need a true number 10 to come down and play that supporting role that you're able to play off and relieve some of that pressure. Parks is playing a bit too high next to Murphy, so it makes it extremely hard to break that initial press from San Antonio.
Indeed, 1 minute of stoppage time. Segbers. Walker, he's had some chances in the first half. Looking to create another. Still with it. Plays it back. Low shot. Tainter blocks from Williams. Gomez racing. And eventually drawing the foul on Romeo Parks, and San Antonio can basically play out the end of the half.
It's a good attack from Miami FC. I think Walker does make the right decision here. Just rolls it into the path of Speedy Williams, but give credit to the defensive unit of San Antonio. They're big, have a lot of traffic in front of Farr, unable to let that ball get through. And results in a free kick going out the other way.
Well, 8 shots in this first half against a very good defensive unit. San Antonio took advantage as the first half whistle blows. This season, San Antonio 7-0 when they score a goal, and after 45 minutes, it is San Antonio getting the late strike from Shane Beckford in the 42nd minute. And the road club here in Miami has a 1-0 lead at the break. 5th time this season San Antonio is struck in the first half. And let's see if this San Antonio side can keep this up for 45 minutes on the road, playing for the 3rd time in the last 7 days. Or does Miami have some adjustments to be made? Halftime here at Ricardo Silva Stadium, and we'll have the first half highlights, scores from around the USL Championship, and much more coming up for you during our halftime show when we return. 1-0 the advantage. San Antonio on top in this physical first ever meeting between these clubs, but Beckford scores. Stick with us as San Antonio leads 1-0 at the break.
I am determined.
I am a dreamer. I am a Jamaican.
I am Peruano.
I am Italian.
I am relentless.
I am an animal.
I am French.
I am a Geta diamond. I am resilient.
This halftime is brought to you by Macron. Shop the new 305 and LA Ciudad Macron kits at MiamiFC.com. At the break, San Antonio with the 1-0 advantage against the stingiest defensive group in the USL Championship in Miami FC. Coming up for these clubs as we first take a look at the Miami schedule and what they have on tap. Up next will be a home matchup with Detroit. That comes your way on Wednesday, and after 10 days off, they're right back into it. They'll play 3 matches in 7 days.
And what a match that is against Detroit City. That is going to be extremely interesting. Obviously, Detroit making a splash their first year in this USL Championship. You go to Charleston, you have the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, which is not an easy out. You go to FC Tulsa, and then you welcome Indy 11. It's a tough schedule for Coach Peels and the boys, but if anyone can do it, they can do it. They have the talent, they have the depth in their lost roster. So look for Coach Peels to really change things around, and we'll see how this next 45 minutes play leading up to the schedule.
If you want to talk about challenges, San Antonio is in the midst of a stretch, including the U.S. Open Cup. 6 of 7 on the road. Their lone home match will welcome in the Western Conference leaders in Colorado Springs Switchbacks. That'll be a week from tonight, and boy, that'll be a great one.
That's going to be an unbelievable matchup. Colorado Springs Switchbacks, just so high-flying, so explosive. Then you go to RGV, which is not easy. At Sac Republic, again, not an easy place. And then Monterey has their opening of their new stadium. It's going to be a hostile environment. And then you play a really interesting Oakland Root squad that is probably a bit better than what the records show. But again, there's never an easy match in this USL Championship, especially on this Western Conference. So look for San Antonio to really try to get as many points as they can coming up in the schedule.
Not shown on there. Right after that, they go to Colorado Springs, so they'll play them twice in the span of a month as the 2 top teams in the Western Conference will face off against each other in about a week, and then for 2 times over the next month. Halftime here in Miami. Gorgeous night. Miami will need a comeback as San Antonio leads it 1-0 here at the break. Stick with us. When we come back, we'll take a look around the rest of the USL here in a moment.
Goes topics. I mean, yeah, let's talk about today we're gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
And it's all turning up goals. The audacity We are back in Miami where San Antonio leads it 1-0 here at the break, presented by Macron. Thanks for tuning in for this one as we're right into the meat of the USL Championship season so far. A busy night around the USL as well. We'll get to that in just a moment as we take a look at the news and notes. Lamar Hunt US Open Cup. Lou City and Sacramento Republic to host round of 16 matches. USLW League launched its inaugural season last week, and there's a full slate of games this week. And as we mentioned, Jordan Farr, 18 saves, 4 clean sheets in 5 April matches. He is the USL Championship Player of the Month, but great to see Louisville City and Sacramento Republic reach the round of 16 in the US Open Cup.
They're reaching the round of 16, but they're also hosting. So it's going to be an unbelievable feat for this USL Championship.
Scores right now from around the rest of the league. New Mexico scored early against Charleston. That's a 1-0 advantage in favor of New Mexico. One apiece against Hartford and New York Red Bulls 2. And El Paso making the trek across the country against Pittsburgh. It is a 0-0 tally right now at halftime of that matchup. And upcoming games from around the USL Championship schedule, the one to highlight over the next couple weeks, a couple ESPN Deportes matchups. Orange County, who had that great scoring surge last evening against New Mexico. Then the team that we're watching right now, San Antonio, will take on Monterey Bay on June 11th. ESPN 2 matches will have Detroit City and El Paso and Hartford and Lou City. What sticks out to you there, Ricky?
I'm looking at Detroit City and El Paso. Detroit City, what a hostile environment there at Keyworth. El Paso getting their footing as the season has come along, so it's going to be a high-flying, interesting matchup of football there in Detroit.
Here, it's 1-0. San Antonio on top. They've won 6 straight when leading at the half. Our second half coverage is moments away. We'll have first half highlights and the second half action here between Miami and San Antonio coming up for you here in just a moment.
I am determined.
I am a dreamer. I am a Jamaican.
I am Peruano.
I am Italian.
I am relentless.
I am an animal.
I am French.
I get the diamond. I am resilient.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Helbiz, Baptist Health Orthopedic Care, and Macron. Highlights are brought to you by Helbiz Live, and we start in the 4th minute. A very early opportunity here as this cross came in and was deflected away As Beckford, that was sign of things to come for this San Antonio club. Moments later, though, Lamar Walker had some chances. He took aim here, but was just a little wide.
Like Beckford on San Antonio, Lamar Walker has really been the bright spot in the attack for Miami FC, really finding nice positioning in the attacking half, whether it's on the left side, now on the right side. But it's been all about San Antonio and the chances that they've created. Really been the more dangerous of the sides, asking questions of Connor Sparrow, who's been terrific in his decision-making and the saves that he's been. We see Abu finds a lot of real estate right in front of that 18-yard box, puts his laces through, that ball swerving, but good save from Connor Sparrow.
And then moments later on the break, this was well designed by Miami. Walker had space here. They had 3-on-2, Murphy at the top of the box, but Walker decided to take it himself. Farr came out decisive and made the stop.
And it's not the right decision from Lamar Walker, taking a second look at it. But how good is this from Velo, just to understand when to spring Walker. Walker, if he cuts in, he puts his head up a couple times, you see. Just so unlucky, doesn't just roll that ball in, but give credit to Farr. Comes out big, comes out strong, comes out quick, closes down the angle.
And here was the goal, off of a goal kick, a giveaway off of a heavy touch. Dillon played through Beckford, and Beckford scored for the first time since October 14th.
And don't blink. That's how explosive the San Antonio side is. Just that touch gets away from him, Stanley. And then Dillon, the understanding of Beckford has the space in behind, just rolls it into his path. It does take a little deflection, but San Antonio up 1-0 away from home.
Here's your first half stats. Despite possession being slanted in Miami's favor, San Antonio took a bulk of the opportunities. 8 shots, 3 on target, including the goal, and San Antonio has avoided losses in each of its last 28 matches when they scored the opening goal. It's been almost an entire calendar year since the last time that San Antonio lost a match when they scored the opening goal. So that'll be the challenge for Miami in half number 2.
And it's going to be really interesting to see the tactical changes that Coach Pillis does. We'll see Pierre Da Silva coming in for Josh Perez, Ajanaida Reed coming in for Lamar Walker. Players that are really vertical, like to have the ball at feet. So we'll see what this game has in this next 45 minutes. If you're San Antonio, you need to be really defensive, organized. Don't give Miami FC any easy looks at goal. For Miami FC, you have to go and get this game. You're at home.
So let's see what happens here in half number 2 as we're ready to start off action. A couple subs, as you mentioned, both Reed and Da Silva, 23-year-olds in their second season with Miami FC. And let's see if that springs anything for this club. They had some opportunities, just didn't have that connecting ability near the top of the box. You look at the expected goals tally, they were expected just .35 with those 5 shots. So not very dangerous. Once they got into the box outside of that Walker chance that you highlighted, that probably made the wrong choice. Beckford racing after it. Beckford takes a shot. Sparrow barking out, thinking that there should have been a handball or some kind of call there against Beckford, but no, whistle, and nearly a chance there for Beckford for a brace.
And again on the front foot, Beckford asking questions and putting this Miami FC back line in all sorts of problems just with his vertical running. But again, Connor Sparrow's in a really good position.
Here's Da Silva into the box and cleared out. Flag is up for offside. Making the argument that he was inside of his own half, but when the ball was originally connected, he was in an offside position, according to the assistant referee. Parks will get a touch here. Da Silva. Kyle Murphy, we highlighted him early in this one, tied for the team lead with 2 goals. He had just 8 touches in the first half. Here's a ball into the box. There's Murphy. He spins around, doesn't get a touch on this one, and it's cleared out. If you're Miami, how do you get Murphy more opportunities here in half number 2?
I think you need the players underneath them to understand the movement of the striker there. With the likes of Pierre Da Silva coming in, Reed coming in, you have a bit of more players that like to play in the pockets. And players that like to play in the pockets are able to pick up their head, seize a run of Kyle Murphy as Reed is just undercuts Maloney there. But you need to get that man involved. He is your striker, the guy you bring in on the offseason to have that missing piece that you've missed for so long in this Miami FC organization. He scored 20 goals last year. You know he has a talent. You just need to get them to look at goal. You need him to be really confident and really comfortable in the system.
Both of these teams entered with 5 clean sheets on the season. Is it San Antonio that makes it 6? Does Miami have an equalizer here in the second half? San Antonio can rack up goals in bunches as well. 14 on the season through the first 9 matches. Sparrow sends it forward. Parks draws the foul. Entering this one, Miami had only lost once in its last 5. 3 wins over that stretch. Coach Pulis said that he thinks that the structure and shape have made it difficult on opponents of late. And the quality has been on display early in the year. But on the wrong side of the scoreboard with a lot of time left.
And I do agree with Coach Pulis. They have so much quality, so much talent on this Miami FC roster. Players that know how to win, have been successful in this USL Championship level, have been successful in MLS. And you look at Antonelli, a player that's played at AC Milan, the highest level in the world. But when you have so much quality, you need to make it count. You need to transition that quality into points, climb up the table. This team does have the talent to be top 3, top 4 in this Eastern Conference. But now it's time to really turn it around and get those points.
Here's a cross through the box that ends up out of play for a throw for Miami. Yeah, just 9 goals so far this year. Just one of the 9 teams without double digits so far in the USL Championship. And you wonder, as you mentioned, who is going to be that player that's going to slot in with Murphy, that's going to provide a little bit of that potent touch up top. Below falls to the ground, and Beckford is shown yellow.
Just a coming together. Beckford knows what he's trying to do, just trying to slow down the game. And I think Below makes the most of it. See what he knows what he's doing below there. Little sportsmanship. Gets Beckford in the book. It's been so good for San Antonio. Just slotting underneath Collier and Dillon. Has the goal for a reason, and rightly so. He's been the bright spot for Coach Marcina's side.
Sparrow takes the free kick. Given right back, and now here's Beckford. Beckford eludes 2 defenders, flips it forward for PC. Tricky through the midfield. PC flares it over to Collier. Collier tries to get through 2 defenders and cannot. Stanley. Beckford once more. Some space here for Abu. Gives it to the middle of the field, and Dillon was making his run. The pass slightly behind him, and that allows Miami to clear it out.
And it breaks down for San Antonio, but there's just so much space in the middle of the field for San Antonio to break the lines of Miami FC. That's something that, if you're Coach Billis, you want to tighten up, make it harder to break lines, be more compact through your back line to midfield line.
There is Coach Pulis. First season at the helm, was an assistant with Inter Miami FC the last couple years.
Make your next event unforgettable and book the one and only Golazo. South Florida's favorite kingfisher is available for birthdays, festivals, school assemblies, youth sports, functions, and more. For rates and availability, call
Get a stoppage here. Player injured on the pitch. And a test. Juf come on, native of Senegal. And Deshane Beckford will have his day come to an end. Not a bad day for Beckford. He gets the goal. Now Juf was with Austin Bold FC last year, will come on. Not a very deep bench, as I mentioned in the first half. Just 3 more field players available for Alan Marcina tonight, as this team is playing for the 3rd time in 7 days.
It's going to be interesting to see the insertion of Juf here. Needs to get on the ball early, be confident. Really play himself into this game. Obviously, this game is being played at a high tempo, a lot of quality on the pitch. So you want to feel comfortable in the way that you connect your first pass, take your clean first touch, really focus and get the confidence growing in as this game goes on.
Bodies hit the ground, and a foul whistled on Miami, and several Miami players arguing with Jero Flores about the call.
Just a reminder to stick around for our post-game fireworks show.
PC good to go. Like he might have caught a forearm or a palm to the face. Now Tainter quickly takes this kick. Maloney pushes it in. Dillon the intended target, but cleared out. Reed spikes it forward, but well over Murphy's head. Farr taking his time here in the 57th minute, and why not with a 1-0 lead. Maloney again will latch onto it. He pushes this ball in. There's no white jerseys there until it comes out for a shot that bangs off of a Miami. Oh, check that. I think it was last touched by San Antonio, body out.
But again, there's just no presence in the box for San Antonio. It's a great little ball in from Maloney. Just no one to get on the end of it.
Foul whistled here on Kamiri. Does have a yellow, so it's a dangerous challenge. Take a look at the replay brought to you by Hellbiz Live.
It just comes over the top of Murphy. And like you said, he needs to be extremely careful in his defensive efforts. Now Kamiri on a yellow. Do not want to go down a man as your team is above in the scoreline. Just see the lack of movement, the lack of options for Miami FC. As Antonelli puts his ball on this left foot, you want whether it's Parks, De Silva, Reed, just to come down. Murphy just stretching that back line, occupying the center backs. Just a bit of interplay, interchange of fluidity in that middle third. There's been a lack as this halftime has started.
Well, it felt like in the first half, Segbers and Walker had a really good relationship. It hasn't been duplicated here in the second half. As this ball's touched forward, and now some space opens up here for Parks. Lays it off for De Silva. De Silva wins his team a corner. Let's see if Miami can make something happen off one of these set pieces.
It's a Miami FC's corner kick.
Velo will take the corner. Low ball, middle of the box, and a foul whistled on Miami. And Miami very frustrated with some of the officiating being called here in half number 2.
Hey, guys, get out.
There it is in the middle of the box.
See, it's just like a little pick there. It catches PC, unable him to stay with his marker. Ref has a good look at it. It is a foul.
We've played nearly a quarter hour here in the second half, and Miami does not have a shot here in half number 2. San Antonio only has one.
It's been a bit choppy since coming out of the locker rooms. Each team unable to really get a rhythm in this game. So you look at the players, especially in the middle of the field, whether for Miami FC, you're Velo, Williams, to put your foot on the ball, get the confidence within the team again as Luke and Antonelli. The hard challenge on Collier there.
It looks like Antonelli is going to be booked as well here in the 61st minute. Maybe the second yellow to Miami in this one. 4 total yellows in this match. San Antonio hasn't been ultra aggressive in the second half either, but they have had plenty of chances just like this to utilize that height.
It is a hard challenge from the Italian, just going through the back of Collier.
Kick is taken, swung through the box, and cleared out. Reed looking to hold it up, has some space. Reed plays it forward, good ball. Murphy will latch onto it. Has Velo in the box. Velo with a chest, ricochets right towards Farr. Not a bad counter that time though by Miami.
So when Kyle Murphy is at his best, there's a lot of space in front of him. Give credit to Reed, does extremely well to dance around, pick his head up. I think that little touch there from Maloney just takes Murphy a bit too wide. But it's a good Tyson ball, but Velo's unable to bring it down.
Right back the other way. Here's Dylan on frame. Sparrow with the strong hands again. Murphy tried to slow it down. Bodies collide, and a foul on Miami.
Now you're starting to see the tempo rise up here, this game here.
I think we have another card coming out. And it's right to Juve, who just came in moments ago. There's the bodies colliding. Reed thought that the foul perhaps should go on Kamiri.
It's really interesting. Don't think Juve really had a play in that. He picks up a yellow card, but there's no really argument on his end. Leads you to think that maybe something was said.
In the 62nd minute.
Tainter pushes the ball into the box. Cleared out and then mishit by Garcia, out of play. The title holders take the spotlight once again when New Mexico United travels to Orange County SC. Don't miss any of the action Saturday, June 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Stanley moving it forward for De Silva. How does Miami get some activity on the front foot? A team that has struggled to score this season, looking for opportunities here in the second half.
Just seems like a team that's just lacking ideas at the moment. The front three, whether it's De Silva, Murphy, Reed, not really on the same page, playing off of each other. So he just fizzles out in that final third. The lack of execution. They have the talent. They just need to get the chemistry going, get comfortable with each other. Murphy's a player that likes to occupy the center backs, whether it's Tainter, Kamiri, Garcia. So it's going to leave a lot of space right in front of that back line. So whether you're De Silva or Reed, you need to understand that. Really play centrally, give a lot of space for your outside backs. Segbers hasn't had the success going forward that we saw in that first half. Stanley's more of a stay-at-home left back. You need to start committing numbers in the attack. It's been far too easy for the San Antonio back line, keeping a clean sheet so far, 65 minutes in.
I think the other interesting aspect of this is, even though San Antonio feels like they've been the stronger side, one moment, and with how the physical this has been, anything could happen and it could get right back to level terms. So San Antonio has been ultra patient as well. They don't want to concede in this one and not go for that second goal either.
Well, if you look at San Antonio's, the way that they play, they're just so explosive on the counter. Players like Beckford that we don't see anymore that came off. Well, you have Collier, Dillon that can really make something out of nothing. So they're able to give away a little bit of possession in order to have that real estate in behind the Miami FC back line, so the players as such can run into.
De Silva gets it to Stanley through the box all the way over everybody's head. Reed has to track it down. Reed hits it in. Murphy the target. And Farr does really well to come off of his line and grab that before Murphy gets a shot.
You can see two times just a lack of service, whether it's on this left-hand side, the right-hand side. You're unable to score a goal unless you give your teammate a chance to get on the end of a cross. But give credit to Farr, he comes out strong in his decision-making. It is an easy save in the end for a keeper, that's standard.
67th minute now. Beckford's goal in the 42nd, still holding up for San Antonio. Reed too heavy on that touch. Tainter watches Reed win the tackle, and Farr will go ahead and pick it up. Good work by Reed to win the ball, but Tainter did well to make sure that couldn't get a lot on it. In the first 9 matches of the season, San Antonio has given up 5 or fewer shots 6 times. And the second half has been perhaps one of the biggest challenges for opponents. Just 3 second half goals allowed. The interesting part of that, though, 2 of those 3 have come in stoppage time. Foul on San Antonio here in the 68th minute. San Antonio have a second goal here in the second half, as Miami starts to get a little more potent, and a foul whistled here. A little extracurriculars as well, and a yellow being shown. That one's on Tainter, and sides having to be separated. Well, if you didn't know any better and you were just watching this match, you would think that these teams have played dozens of times.
It's a hard challenge there from Tainter. Just comes through the back of Reed. And there is a little something left between him and Segbers. There's a yellow card now. Now the 2 out of the 3 defenders for San Antonio are on a booking. Something to keep in mind. They need to be really disciplined and really smart in the challenges that they go into. And really clever in their defensive positionings to not get caught in a lot of trouble.
Your attention, please. A yellow card has been issued to San Antonio FC's.
San Antonio is a physical team. They have been booked 4 times in this match as well. And a foul whistled on Miami. San Antonio entered play top 10 in the USL Championship in terms of fouls conceded. It also been booked 25 times this year. Time running out for Miami here in the 70th minute for a team that here in the second half has still not logged a shot attempt. They have 5 total shots. That's how many Beckford tallied in this match, and he is now out, being replaced by Joof.
Well, it's a perfect picture. There's just no presence in the midfield connecting the back to front, and you're electing a long ball like this that gets turned over. If you're going to have any chance to break down this defensive unit of San Antonio, you need to play through the midfield, have that presence, someone that can get on the ball, half turn, face forward, play the ball into Murphy, have runners run off him, pull players out of positions. Opening up gaps is the key to beat the San Antonio FC stout defensive unit. There's been a lack of tempo really for Coach Pilos' side in the second half. And again, you can see there's just no movement in front of Bello as he picks his head up.
Stanley gives it out wide to Silva. Chips it in, takes a redirect. That'll be cleared away. The other aspect of it too, Miami's forced to do a lot of that. That's not their strength, particularly against this San Antonio team, as Sparrow has to come out and knot it off. They're sending a lot of crosses in, and they just don't have a lot of targets inside of the box, so San Antonio is able to win those headers. They're playing right into what San Antonio defensively wants Miami to do, and that's play out wide.
Well, it allows San Antonio to really sit down in 2 banks of 4. As a 4-4-2 now. It's a bit better there. But when you have 2 lines of 4 that are just so compact, the only way around it or through them is around them. And Alexa put in a lot of aimless crosses in. When you have the big boys in the back, San Antonio, Tainter, Kamiri, Garcia, they're so good in the air to deny any dangerous situations. When you have a player like Kyle Murphy as your striker, he loves to run in behind. You need players to get on the half turn, slip in balls, just do something a bit different, give a different look to San Antonio FC and their defensive unit. It's been far too easy for Coach Marcinez's boys.
Does Anthony Pulis have an answer here in the final 20 minutes or so? Miami 0-2 this year when trailing at the half. As this ball comes towards the top of the box. Do you feel like San Antonio's taking their foot off the gas at all here in the second half?
I think they feel just comfortable with giving the possession to Miami. If you look at it, to be honest, Miami hasn't really threatened Farr at any point in the second half. But you bring a player like Beckford off, obviously the quality is going to drop a bit. He was so explosive. He was the one that was really breaking the line for Miami FC.
Beckford, the goal scorer, 42nd minute, off of a goal kick and a turnover. He put one away off of a ricochet. His first goal in a San Antonio uniform after coming over from Colorado Springs. There's a hard foul in the middle of the field by Kamiri again. And then Velo takes a flop. Garcia and Velo square off.
The hard challenge from Kamiri, who again is on a yellow card, needs to be extremely careful in the challenges he goes through. And I'll tell you what, I think he is very lucky he doesn't see yellow there. Velo elects to go quick. Little flick out of the leg from Kamiri. Little cheeky defending from the center back. A bit lucky, I'll tell you what. Right in front of the referee, that is. Very confident to do that.
That's about the third time that after the first yellow that he's perhaps had a chance to see more. But now in the 75th minute, Velo chips it. Reed the intended target. It's flicked out of play and it goes out for another corner for Miami. It'll be their 4th of the match. Here comes the in-swinging low cross. It's flicked on high into the air. Farr has to straddle the chalk and keep it out. San Antonio leading it 1-0. 76th minute. Great to have you with us. Come in, stay a while. San Antonio has not conceded a shot attempt here in the second half after they entered the match, having given up the fewest goals in the Western Conference and looking for the 6th clean sheet of the season. Good ball there. Abu sending it over to Maloney. Right back, Abu, a very good run. He shows it back to Collier, who takes a shot that was wide. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of the USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, the home of the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Maloney. No foul whistled. Clean win there by Reed. Fans getting behind Miami, thinking that perhaps here's a chance. Reed gets taken down and a foul will be whistled. PC and Taints are over there, and PC gets the yellow. Fifth yellow against San Antonio, and 4 of the 5 are still on the pitch.
But this is just so good from Reed. It is a coming together. Let's get tangled up. It is a foul, and I think that the extracurricular is what gets him in the book. He's been in the ear of the referee all night, PC has. Really the leader of San Antonio. But give credit to Reed. He just picks up his head. See, there's no real option. Uses his pace to get him behind. and draws a set piece in a dangerous area for his squad.
So here comes this low cross from Stanley towards the back post. Farr there. I think he won the ball. Got a piece of it, but it goes out for a corner. Miami starting to get a little more dangerous now. Here in the 78th minute, looking for that equalizer. Pushed very low, flicked on. Farr is there to handle it. That was a nice ball low, and trying to win that first man through. Farr is in a good place to make the save.
And it's the second time Antonelli has had a lot of success making that near post run, looking for that flick header and seeing what happened in front of Farr. And give credit to Farr, there's a lot of traffic in front of him.
Farr has had the answer seemingly every time this season. He's allowed 5 goals all year. And with 2 more saves tonight, he's up to 26.
Just see Antonelli, just the first of the ball. I'll tell you what, those are extremely hard to defend. Who knows what happens when you're able to flick that ball in, a bit of chaos, cause some confusion right inside that 6-yard box as Parks makes his way and Sorto comes on.
Substitute for Miami, it will be Christian Sorto coming in, replacing Romeo Parks for Miami. Meanwhile, on the San Antonio side, Elliott Collier rather, will come off, and GD Traore will come on, the native of Perez. First season with San Antonio. So that's a defensive substitute, bringing on a little more defensive prowess with Collier coming out. Well, if you're San Antonio and you walk out of this facility with 3 points, you have to be absolutely elated with the short turnaround, the lengthy travel, and having just 5 healthy players on the bench. They had 4 players out with lower body injuries entering this one. So if they can see through the final 10+ minutes, win this match, get 3 points on the road, and set the stage for a Western Conference leading battle with each team with 24 points, boy, if you're Alan Marcina, you'd be ecstatic.
And it's the type of win that really brings together the squad. Obviously on the point table, it gives you 3 more points, makes you level with Colorado Springs Switchbacks, but also just the mentality side of it does what it does. So obviously you come into Miami, really hot, really humid, don't have your full bench, a lot of players out to injury, a long travel, you played midweek in the Open Cup. To come out of here with a talented Miami FC squad, it's gonna bring together the squad, the morale, the culture, and really the confidence going into another showdown. Like you said, just does a world of good for Coach Marcina and the boys.
What's it like playing 3 matches in the span of a week when you're at this level trying to take care of business? And not only that, you had to play an MLS team in that stretch.
It's just so difficult, obviously physically, but also mentally as well. You're going against an MLS team, you're excited for it, it's just a way to showcase yourself, to hopefully advance. You give up a set piece goal on a restart. When you have a game like that you played so well against an MLS team, and you give up that type of goal, it can really crumble you. You can go down, you can really not take this USL game like, okay, well, it's a trap game, right? But you come here, you get 3 points. It's just so good for Coach Marcina, and just tells you the mentality, not only from him, his coaching staff, but throughout this whole organization.
7-1-2 under Marcina following a loss. The only time that they've had back-to-back setbacks came in 2020. Since then, 6 wins, 2 draws, and a +9 goal differential. Lost 3-0 to Phoenix. As here's a long shot that Farr will easily handle. Best shot for Miami there would have been a hard ricochet with Murphy running to the front. But it just shows what San Antonio does. When they lose, coming off of that loss last week against Phoenix, 3-0, they typically come back with a strong performance, and it's been no different here tonight, despite the fact that nearly 80% of the possession in the last 15 minutes has gone to Miami. So here in the 83rd minute, free kick coming here for San Antonio, a team that has been ultra comfortable defending here in the second half. Can they pocket a second? Abu towards the back post. Tainter heads it. Now a shot from Joof. Right back to the middle. Kamiri was the target. San Antonio takes it back. Kamiri. Abu with space. Abu sends it low. Dylan chips. And it goes out for a corner.
Really good attack from San Antonio. Kamiri getting involved in the attack, looking like a striker, looking like a midfielder. A little round the corner ball. Abu picks up his head, sees Dylan just peeling off that penalty area. But Antonelli does extremely well to understand the danger, make himself big and deny Dylan a goal-scoring opportunity.
Just the second corner for San Antonio. It's pinged to the back. Sparrow hits it. Still loose in the box. A chance for Traore. But he didn't get enough on it. And it goes for another corner. One of the rare missteps for Sparrow this season.
Just gets it a bit wrong, Sparrow. Just misjudges the flight of the ball. But lucky enough, it goes out for another corner. Doesn't end up in the back of its net.
Another corner, this one driven low and never even reaches a teammate as it goes off the side of the cage. Here's another look presented by Hellbiz Live.
It's a lot of movement on this ball. You see what he's trying to do, trying to punch it. We see time and time again, keepers want to punch it with two hands to be secure. Nervy moments for the goalkeeper for Miami FC.
Keeps it at a 1-0 tally. Does Miami have a late stunner? San Antonio's conceded twice in stoppage time this season in the second half of just the 3 second half goals they've conceded. Well, all that travel and the heavy legs come into play. A foul here whistled on Sordo. Antonio has rattled off 6 straight wins when leading at halftime. They led 1-0 tonight as they did not allow a first half goal for the 7th time in the first 10 matches this year. That's the most in the USL Championship, as you would expect from a team that's leading the Western Conference in both clean sheets and goals conceded. But Miami with time. Not a lot, but with the amount of possession that they've had, they'll certainly have their say in the final moments. Foul whistled. Not a lot there, but Traore wins that from Segbers.
Has had a quiet second half, Segbers, but just so vocal, so pivotal to the success of Coach Pulis in that first half on the right-hand side. Hasn't really had the same impact since coming out of the locker room. You have to give credit to San Antonio. They've made life extremely difficult for Miami FC to play through.
There's a long ball forward, and that has been a little too prevalent for Miami. And you really do have to go back to that long breakaway moment in the 21st minute with Walker. They had 3-on-2. Walker decided to take aim at frame, but really didn't get a good boot on it. Instead of passing it to Murphy, where you would expect Murphy to put that one away. Walker took advantage of a one-on-one opportunity, but Farr came out, stopped it, and that's really been the best chance for Miami all night.
Just how tight and how talented this USL Championship has become. Just the margin of error when you're making just little decisions can play a huge difference as this game goes on.
Well, Dylan wins the ball out, and that will allow some time to come off of the clock. Traore takes it. Dylan gets past one, but can't get past a second as he goes down in the box. He'll play this one forward, and another long ball sent all the way down the pitch. Williams. San Antonio content to sit back and defend. Bodies colliding. Williams coming away with it. De Silva stops, pushes it in. Sordo the intended target. Instead, it's cleared out. Williams.
And you can hear Coach Peels just yelling numbers in the box, put the ball in a dangerous area. It's really surprising as they're trying to claw themselves back into this game. No one's really taking an initiative for Miami FC. And putting the ball into a box, a dangerous area, caused a bit of havoc and chaos in front of Farr in that goalkeeping position. Just been a lack of tempo in the second half.
So now they blow it dead with Dylan still down behind everything. Fans don't like it, but you look at the statistics here from the second half, and they really do tell the tale. Miami has had 68% of the possession. They have an expected goals tally of 0.1. On the other side, they've been outshot 2-1, despite the fact that San Antonio's only had the ball for about 30% of the time. And we're going to get 4 minutes of stoppage time here as well. So despite the fact that San Antonio has defended, have allowed Miami to pass the ball around, Miami FC has had very few goal-scoring opportunities.
Well, it goes back to that saying, not how much you have the ball, it's what you do with the ball. See San Antonio taking their chance extremely well through Beckford. Can't say the same for Miami FC.
After Dylan will have to come out, and Jordan Ayimbala will replace Dylan, 21-year-old from Ghana. Dylan did well for 90+ minutes.
I think he had a very strong shift, Dylan. It's really a nightmare for the defensive unit for Miami FC, occupying the center backs, working extremely hard for his team on both sides of the ball. He needs to be extremely proud of the effort he put forth here 92 minutes into this match.
Well, here's the other aspect for Miami FC. After drawing 0-0 with Birmingham 10 days ago, it's been 260+ minutes without scoring a goal. Below inside, trying to get De Silva. When Miami beat Memphis 2-1 on April 30th, they scored in the 7th minute and the 11th minute. So it has been a long time since this club last scored.
It's interesting because they have the talent, and it takes one game, one moment to really get a player like Kyle Murphy back on his scores, on a scoring run that we've seen he can do, that he has a talent, But as a striker, it's just all about confidence, all about rhythm. And once you see that ball hit the back of the net, there's no stopping a man that has that quality.
They call it a corner, and that will allow San Antonio to take precious time off of the clock. Well, San Antonio has been impressive overall tonight, but Miami has not been able to find that connecting number. And San Antonio getting the first goal from Deshane Beckford in the 42nd minute for this club. Good move here to get around a player by Trey Day, and a penalty given. Traore wins the penalty here in stoppage time, and a yellow given out as well. How about this? From pretty much out of nothing, the substitute creates something along the touchline.
Your attention, please. A yellow card has been issued to Miami FC's number 22.
It's a bit of magic. Something you can't teach from the substitute, Traore. You think he's caught in a lot of trouble. Tries to go for the nutmeg, gets denied, but then does not get denied there. Second look at it, I think it is a bit harsh as the hand comes out, but he goes down rather easily, Traore. The ref calls a PK. It's so special from the substitute to come on and, like you said, create something out of nothing. That's stuff you cannot teach. That's so slippery, that 1v1 playing. Well done for him to put this game out of reach for Miami FC as Tainter steps up.
So Mitchell Tainter will step up to strike this. Tainter pockets 3 points as he puts away the penalty. San Antonio on the road wins for the 5th time this season.
Goal scored by San Antonio FC's number 3, Mitchell Tainter, at extra time.
And he was never going to miss, was he? Just puts his laces through it. Takes no prisoners. All business for the center back. Confident PK. You see just the run up, the celebration, no needed. Had his mindset, knew what he was going to do, and executed extremely well. 2-0 San Antonio.
3rd goal of the season for Tainter. He scored a couple weeks ago in that 6-0 blanking of Monterey Bay. So what a shift for Tainter. Aids in the clean sheet. And also pockets his 3rd goal of the season. 9 different goal scorers now this year for San Antonio, with Beckford scoring early. And that wraps it up. And Ricky, clinical effort from San Antonio despite allowing Miami to have much of the possession. 2-0 in favor of San Antonio with the 6th clean sheet of the year.
Just see the quality that San Antonio has. Doesn't need to have the ball much in the game, but when they do have it, they'll make it count. For Miami FC, you really dictated the tempo, especially in that middle third of the field, but just unable to get into the final third, to have that bit of quality, to put the ball in the back of the net. Such a frustrating performance for Kush Pilis and the boys. So it'll be interesting to see how this sets up the rest of the season and what it does going forward for both of the squads.
29th consecutive match without a loss for San Antonio in scoring the opening goal. And San Antonio rebounds after a loss for the 7th time in the last couple years with a victory. And San Antonio wins this one by a 2-0 tally. Deshane Beckford in the 42nd minute. And then in the waning moments of stoppage time in half number 2, an area that's been difficult for San Antonio this year, Tainter puts it away. 2-0 the final score. Stick with us. We'll have full-time highlights and stats and wrap things up from Miami in a moment.
I am determined.
I am a dreamer. I am a Jamaican.
I am Peruano.
I am Italian.
I am relentless.
I am an animal.
I am French.
I get the diamond. I am resilient.
We're back in Miami where San Antonio wins it 2-0 with Ricky Lopez Espen. I'm Michael Watring as we tie a bow on this matchup here tonight from the Sunshine State as we take a look at tonight's full-time highlights brought to you by Hell Biz Live this evening between Miami FC and San Antonio. 17th minute. Abu takes this long shot. Sparrow makes the solid save. One of the 4 that he needed to make tonight. Flag was up for offsides after that. In the 21st minute, here was the best chance for Miami. This was a great opportunity. Walker was loose. It was a 3-on-2, but Walker perhaps making the wrong choice.
You see, it's a 3-on-2, and at this stage in the game, if you put that ball in the back of the net, it is a completely different game. See how quick things can turn around here. The ball goes down the other way. Just so heads-up play there from Justin Dillon, not to give up on the play. Roll this ball into Beckford's path, and he makes no mistake about it. It does take a little deflection from Luca Antonelli, but they'll ask no questions about it. Going into the locker room, 1-0 up. How explosive this San Antonio side is. They'll make you pay in a blink. And the ball ends up in the back line. Nothing Sparrow can do there.
5 goals last year for Colorado Springs for Beckford. First this season in a San Antonio uniform. Now in the 61st minute, here was an opportunity for Dillon. Sparrow came up with a large save, big in the box and late in the matchup. This was a great play here by Traore to get to the touchline. Perhaps maybe not a penalty, but they give it a penalty and Tainter puts it away.
Yeah, I don't think it's a penalty. There's not much in there. You can see the frustration from Sparrow, but Tainter does extremely well to not ask any questions, to put the ball in the back of the net.
6th clean sheet of the season for San Antonio. Only Louisville City with 7 has more in the USL Championship this season. Despite the high possession numbers for Miami, it's San Antonio on top, 17 shots. And San Antonio gets that chance against Colorado Springs next week against the top 2 teams in the Western Conference a week from tonight. So that will be the big matchup a week from tonight. But here this evening, fireworks aplenty between San Antonio and Miami as there were 8 yellow cards between the two sides. A physical matchup, but it is San Antonio coming away with the victory here tonight as they bounce back after a loss for the 8th time in 11 tries this season. So San Antonio now 8-2 overall on the year, while Miami FC 4-4-2 as these two clubs in a hot evening in Miami battle it out here this evening, and it is San Antonio coming away with a victory 2-0. For our entire crew this evening, my partner tonight, Ricky Lopez Espen, I'm Michael Watring signing off. San Antonio wins it 2-0. Talk to you down the line. Good night, everybody.
Copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.